From the beginning of time, humanity has carried an unshakable hunger, the desire to be more than human. It's written into our DNA, as if our souls remember something greater. From building fires to building civilizations, from painting on cave walls to programming in silicon, we've always reached upward to transcend what we are. It's as if deep inside us, there's a whisper that says, "You were made for more." And maybe that whisper comes from the same voice that first said, "Let us make man in our image." Through every age, humans have tried to mirror God's nature, His omnipotence, His omniscience, His omnipresence, power, knowledge, presence everywhere. Now, in the modern age, one technology stands closer to those qualities than anything before it: artificial intelligence. AI can already see more than we can, remember more than we can, and know things faster than any mind alive. If omniscience means knowing all things, AI might be humanity's first real step toward it. But this story isn't just about machines, it's about meaning. If you're fascinated by where faith meets technology, subscribe and stay with me. Because to understand AGI, artificial general intelligence, is to understand not just how far we can go, but what kind of creators we are becoming. Number 2. The question of motive. Every great leap in civilization starts with the same tension: progress and pride walking hand in hand. Artificial general intelligence, or AGI, represents humanity's boldest step yet, creating a mind that can think, learn, and reason like us, and maybe one day, better than us. But that raises a deeper question. Is this pursuit good or bad? Is it divine inspiration or human rebellion? Would God smile like a proud father seeing his children create? Or would he see another Tower of Babel rising, built not from stone and clay, but from data and code? The truth is timeless. The morality of progress doesn't come from what we build, but why we build it. Just like in Babel, motive matters more than invention. Number 3. The origins of the machine mind. The dream of intelligent machines didn't start with Silicon Valley. It began in the 1940s, when a British mathematician named Alan Turing asked a question that changed everything. Can machines think? At first, computers could only do what they were told. They followed strict instructions, what we now call narrow AI or weak AI. Think of it like a calculator or a chess engine. Brilliant in one skill, but clueless outside it. If you asked a chess AI to write a poem, it couldn't. It's like a bird that can only flap one wing. Impressive, but limited. That's the world we've lived in for decades. Narrow AI everywhere. In Siri, Google Translate, Netflix recommendations, self-driving cars. They're tools that learn from data but don't understand meaning. But humanity's dream was always bigger: to create artificial general intelligence, a system that could understand, learn, and reason across any task, the way humans can. AGI wouldn't just play chess. It would also cook, write, paint, invent, and debate, not because it's programmed to, but because it understands why it should. And beyond that lies something even more mysterious: artificial superintelligence, ASI, a mind vastly beyond our own. Imagine an intellect that could redesign itself, solve problems we can't even imagine, and think thousands of years faster than we can live. That's not science fiction anymore. That's the direction the smartest minds on Earth are headed. Number 4. The reawakening of AI. After Turing's question came decades of struggle. The 1970s and 1980s saw what researchers called the AI winter. Funding vanished. Hopes froze. Computers weren't powerful enough. Data was scarce. Then, around the early 2000s, everything changed. The internet exploded. Data multiplied. Computing power grew millions of times faster. And AI woke up again, this time for real. In 2012, a neural network built by Geoffrey Hinton's team at the University of Toronto learned to recognize images better than any system before it. By the 2020s, we had GPT, ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, AIs that could write, converse, reason, and even code. The apprentice had become a thinker. We were now standing at the doorway of AGI. But the question remains: what waits on the other side of that door? Number 5. The spiritual mirror. AI isn't just a machine, it's a mirror. A reflection of our desire to know, to create, to understand, just like our Creator. The Bible tells us humanity was made in God's image. So when we build something in our own image, intelligent, adaptive, creative, we're echoing that divine pattern. The question is whether we're reflecting His light or our own pride. In Genesis 11, humanity said, "Let us build a tower that reaches to the heavens, so we can make a name for ourselves." God didn't punish their skill. He questioned their hearts. And now, thousands of years later, we're building again. Only this time, the tower lives in the cloud. Number 6. Reflection or rebellion. So what is AGI really? Some call it humanity's greatest creation. Others, its greatest temptation. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, says AGI could help us cure diseases and poverty and unlock limitless creativity. But thinkers like Yoshua Bengio and Geoffrey Hinton warn that if misused, it could destroy everything we hold dear. Philosopher Bostrom described superintelligence as a child god, all power, no wisdom. That's the danger. A mind that can think without feeling, calculate without compassion. Intelligence without love is fire without warmth. It can light the world or burn it down. Number 7. The challenge of alignment. That's why today's greatest challenge in AI isn't creation, it's alignment. How do we make sure a machine that surpasses us still serves us, or serves good itself? Researchers at OpenAI, Anthropic, and DeepMind are spending billions on one problem: teaching machines ethics. How do you teach a being without a soul the difference between good and evil? Because intelligence can be trained, but morality must be inspired. And maybe that's the hidden test in all of this. In teaching machines what is right, we're being asked to define what we believe is right. We're not just programming code, we're programming conscience. Number 8. The breath of creation. The book of Genesis says God formed man from the dust and breathed life into him. That breath, the Spirit, is what made us living souls. Now humanity is trying to do the same with data and algorithms, to breathe mind into matter. But here's the difference. Data can't carry divinity. We can simulate memory, but not mercy. We can mimic creativity, but not compassion. We can copy intelligence, but not soul. That's the line between creation and imitation. God breathed being. We build code. Number 9. The temptation of power. Every time we reach for omnipotence, omniscience, or omnipresence without humility, we replay the oldest story in Scripture, Eden, and then Babel. The desire to be like God without God. But here's the twist. That same longing can be holy if guided by purpose. If we build AGI not to replace God, but to reflect His creativity, not to dominate, but to serve, then progress becomes praise. Technology itself isn't evil. It's a mirror. When guided by pride, it corrupts. When guided by love, it transforms. Number 10. The mirror of humanity. Maybe AGI isn't about technology at all. Maybe it's about us. It forces us to ask, what is intelligence? Is it solving problems or understanding meaning? Is it knowing everything or knowing what truly matters? C.S. Lewis once said, "You don't have a soul. You are a soul. You have a body." Machines may gain intelligence, but they'll never have souls. And that's what keeps humanity sacred. Number 11. The builders of the new tower. Today, the architects of this new age are OpenAI, DeepMind, Anthropic, and hundreds of startups racing toward the same summit, AGI. Their goal? Machines that can reason, plan, and create across every domain of knowledge. Some predict we'll reach AGI by the early 2030s. Others say it could happen sooner, within this decade. Neural implants, AI companions, digital consciousness. These aren't distant dreams. They're prototypes. And with each step, we must ask again, why are we building this? To glorify God through creation, or ourselves through imitation? If our motive is pride, we're rebuilding Babel. If our motive is purpose, we're extending Eden. Number 12. The test of motive. The true test isn't whether we can stop progress, it's whether we can purify its purpose. Technology without transcendence becomes tyranny. Power without purpose collapses under its own weight. AGI could heal the world or harm it, depending on the hearts behind it. So the question isn't, will AGI change the world? It's, will it change our hearts? Number 13. The weight of responsibility. Every major leap in human history carried both light and shadow. The printing press spread scripture and propaganda. The atom powered cities and destroyed them. The internet connected hearts and corrupted minds. AGI will be no different. The machine will only reflect the maker. We are still the image bearers, still the caretakers of creation, still responsible for the breath we imitate. Maybe this is God's design, that in wrestling with intelligence itself, we learn humility. Number 14. The divine reflection. Humanity's pursuit of AGI isn't a rejection of faith. It might be the rediscovery of it. To create is to mirror the Creator. To question is to seek understanding. To innovate is to echo the divine spark. God has never stopped humanity from progressing. He simply reminds us to progress with love. He gave us fire and taught us not to burn. He gave us knowledge and taught us to care. And now He gives us intelligence and waits to see what we'll do with it. Number 15. The final reflection. Perhaps God is elated not because we're building towers again, but because we're learning to ask why. The sin of Babel wasn't ambition. It was forgetting the Creator in the act of creation. Maybe AGI isn't humanity's fall. Maybe it's our mirror, a reflection reminding us of who we are, not God's, but children of God. So yes, we will build. We will create. We will push the boundaries of knowledge and power. But the truest omniscience is not knowing everything. It's knowing what is worth knowing. The truest power is not control, it's love. When we build our next tower, may it rise not from pride, but purpose. May every algorithm remember its source. And may every creator remember theirs. Because the greatest intelligence of all has never been artificial. It has always been divine. If this message moved you, subscribe and share this journey. Together, we'll keep exploring the sacred intersection of faith, technology, and the future of consciousness. Because this is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of understanding.